So a coworker and I, Ryan Rusnick, were trying to decide what a specific tractor is going to sell for at auction here in a few days. So we're going to use our new data tool called Iron Comps to help us determine about what we would pay for it if we were going to go buy it. We're not, but if we were going to, let's look at this 8300 that sells coming up at a retirement auction over in Illinois. It's a really good unit. And it has, call it 7,300 hours. So a new product that we have as you search for equipment on Tractor Zoom is this Iron Comps button. You can actually click in that and start to access auction results to help you make buying and selling decisions. So let's look for that John Deere 8300 tractor. So there's been 37 comps. Let's pull the zip code. Let's find the nearest auction results to this asset. Let's go ahead and dump that in here. Let's narrow that down. You know, I really only want to look at comps that are under, call it 600 miles. Naturally, a really good row crop tractor. A lot of them sell in this area. We can even narrow that in a little bit more if we want. And we only want to look at comps in the last, call it 8 months. So suddenly we've dropped it down to more real-time auctions that are more recent and geographically represented in this territory where this is going to sell. Now, I know that tractor that we're kind of valuing has 7,000 hours. So I'm going to take give or take so we make sure we get enough comps here. Both sides of that, 7,000 hours. So we're looking for between 5,200 and 9,600 hours. So suddenly we have 7 comps that we can help value that. I see one that's really high and one that's really low. Let's say I want to kind of throw those out, and I'm not going to select those. I can start to hand select the rest of the 5 comps. Oddly enough, even by throwing out the high and the low, I still come up with a very similar comparable sales average than all the comps. If I wanted to, I can also dive in to each one of these pieces of equipment, figure out when, where it was sold, other images that would have been with it. So that can help me make a decision. So if I was going to the auction, I'm probably going to pay somewhere in that mid 50 range, call it mid to low $50,000 range, if I'm going to go value this piece of equipment. So while we're on the 8000 series tractors, I did a little other investigating. So there's 4 main models that sold. 81, 82, 83, and 84 all also come with the T version, track system. Here are your horsepower levels within those. 8300 is by far the most popular. Meanwhile, the track systems on each of these, they rarely ever sold. If we look at the average price in all of them, so the 8100, they're all, call it that upper $40,000 range, excuse me. And what's super interesting is looking at these track systems. We didn't really analyze these in the Iron Comp side, but we're looking at them here. Tracks sell much lower than the wheel systems. So if you're looking for a track system, you might want to make sure that you're looking at the real comps. So if we look at call it the depreciation curve, if you will, each of these assets, 81 and 82, they're pretty tightly held. These are starting to be a little bit more sporadic. But then look at the 8300. So these are the most popular. That's what we're looking for. There's a lot of variability in these. And partially, I think it's due to a lot of the 8300s are also used in construction sites. Very popular tractor there. And they get, sometimes used and abused over in the construction world. So I hope you enjoyed some of the data that we're sharing here. If you have more questions, go to Iron Comps, check it out. Be sure to look at more equipment on tractorzoom.com. And if you have other questions, shoot me a message on LinkedIn a lot. Thanks.